Hey everybody, this is Dave with Thorostat. We're going to be looking at Belmont Friday card races 1 through 9. Again, my name is Dave May. I'm the creator of Thorostat on YouTube, Thorostat on Twitter, at Thorostat, Thorostat. I'm an NHC tour player that uses Stats Race Lens to break down picks and dive into a little bit different handicapping angles using speed figures, some pedigree angles, as well as some filters I've saved to help make me more efficient when I'm handicapping multiple days, multiple cards in Vegas at the NHC. My goal is to save you all the headaches and the time, give you a little bit more insight into some horses you may have thrown out, may want to include in the future, and just kind of save you that time and give you that time back so you're not pounding your head against the wall trying to find different angles, different ways to break down a card. I normally give out a top 4 selections for each race. I recommend playing the top selection to win in place. The next 4 either in exactas or trifecta boxes. I play pick 3s, I play pick 4s. Play however you're comfortable. If you play daily doubles, do that. I don't recommend playing every race. My goal is to allow you the ammo and insight to either include more races, more horses you're not comfortable with typically, or to confirm a single in a leg. That's what I want to be here as a tool for. That's my goal. So we're going to look at Belmont Race 1 and dive right in to this 9-race card. Belmont Race 1, maiden claiming 6 furlong race. We've got a 6-horse field, a touch of early speed here. I'm going to go with the 5, Graceful, as our top selection. I think the 1 will hang on, 1 and 3, but a couple of these other horses don't have much late pace or anything to write home about. So we're going to go with the 5 in the opener here at Belmont on Friday. The 5 is morning line 3-1, Graceful as our top selection. The 3, Mooney Mooney in our top 4. The 1, Noble and Noble and Green Enough. And the 6, Karen's Honor, to round out our top 4. Top 4 here with our top selection being Graceful in the opener at Belmont Race 1. The 3, Mooney Mooney. The 1, Noble and Green Enough. And the 6, Karen's Honor in Race 1. Top 4 again here, Belmont Race 1, 5, 3, 1, and 6. Belmont Race 2. We have a mile claiming on the turf, race 2 here at Belmont. We've got 1 main track only we're going to scratch out. Looks like we've got the 1 TAS with quite a bit of early and middle speed here. I'm going to jump into the past performances real quick and see 1 out of Temple City. I'm definitely going to include it. A little bit of a layoff here from Presque Isle. Looks like distance and surface, Carlos Martin, 21% winners. The 2, sorry for the little bit of lag here in the past performances. The 2, Six Halo City. All right, we're gonna pop back into the speed figures here. The 1 does have a ton of early speed. Unfortunately, I do think the 1, even though it's a Temple City, which I would be all over, I think is definitely going to be caught here late. I'm going to go with the 5 again here. Lucky Perdoe as our top selection just because of that late kick. 95, 12 points over the track bias, the track class rating pace figure. The 2, Aziza, underneath. The 1, our Temple City, TAS, and then the 6, Halo City, the City Zip. Our top selection again here, after looking at the past performances, we've got the 5, our top selection, Morning Line 5-2, Lucky Perdoe, the 2, Aziza, the 1, the Temple City TAS, the 6, Halo City. Again, our top 4 in Belmont Race 2, 5, 2, 1, and 6. Again, 5, 2, 1, and 6, Belmont Race 2. Belmont Park Race 3, mile and a 16th allowance on the turf. Also, there's 3 main track onlys that we're going to scratch out of here. Brings our field down to 5 with a couple AEs here. Looks like the 3 is showing some early speed. The 1 and the 2 have some late. We're going to jump into the pedigrees again real quick in the PPs. This may take a minute to load because there's several also eligibles here on the 1. So 3 horses in 1. But it looks like 3 horses will scratch out, including a piece of this entry in race 3. It looks like we'll keep the main one. The 1A will also stay around. The 2. All right, we'll look at the 2 when we go back into. All right, we'll look at the 2. I definitely think the 2 is usable here based off of what I saw in the pedigree. 6, 7, and the 1X are gone. 3. The 1 is going to be pretty odds on. I'm going to use it underneath, but I think the 2 Union Dolly was going to be our top pick here, just because of the pedigree that we had seen. The 1 will be used underneath. In Chili Flag, we'll get the other Butte Shashi, and then I'm going to use the 4 Ambitisse in our top 3. There's only 5 horses, so I'm not going to do a top 4. Top selection, race 3 in the mile and 16th turf race is going to be 2 Union Dolly, 1 Chili Flag, 4 Ambitisse, 2, 1, and 4 here at Belmont race 3. Belmont race 4, mile allowance optional claiming on the main track. We've got the 1 here with a ton of early speed above the class pace rating. Doesn't really have much late speed. 3 kind of presses into it a bit. With that said, I'm going to lean into the top selection, the 6, all the late speed, pretty much the most pace in this entire race. The 6, Know It All Aubrey is going to be our top selection. The 4, Dancing Sophia. I think there's going to be a scratch or 2 here, so I'm only going to give a top 3 for this race as well. The 4, Dancing Sophia, our second selection, and the 3, Impassable Donna is going to be our third choice. Top 3 for race 4 here. The pace of all pace here, odds on favorite. The 6, Know It All Aubrey in race 4. The 4, Dancing Sophia, and the 3, Impossible Donna. Top 3 in race 4. Belmont on Friday, 6, 4, and 3. Belmont race 5, mile claiming event, $50,000 claiming event on the turf. We got 8 horses here, 4 packed with speed here, well above the class pace rating. Let's see if he's got any late speed. Absolutely not. Kind of chunks off to nothing here. We've got 4 other horses here at the end that are going to be closing into this pace. I think it's going to be Helter Skelter and Brutal in the front end. He's either going to run away with it. I'm vowing to beat this horse. I'm going to look for some prices. I'm actually going to dive in. There's 4 horses I like. I'm gonna look at the 5 and the 8 here to see if there's any pedigree anomalies that will lean me one way or the other in our top selections. We're gonna beat this 4. Friday is NHC day, so we're gonna try to beat some favorites here. The 5 Stone Cider Mare and the 8. Get a Hot Trainer, Bernardini Mare, or Dam, sorry. Trevor McCarthy, Bullet Work on the 21st. We're gonna lean into these long shots here later in the card with race 5 at Belmont. The top selection is going to be the 6, 15-1 morning line. Addicted to You, all of this late pace here. Definitely going to be running down the 4 Paradis late. Our top selection, the 6, Addicted to You. Just because how close they are and need some value. I'm going to take the 8 General's Duty as our second choice. I'm going to have to play it in the NHC tournament if race 5 is included in the Friday tournament. I'm not going to get much value on the 5 here. I'm going to use the 5 and 3 to round out our top 4. The 5 is Feathers Road, the 3 Mauritius. Our top selection, morning line 15-1 with this pace scenario that I think is going to blow up on the front end and these late closers running. The 6 Addicted to You, 15-1 morning line, our top selection. The 8 General's Duty, 12-1 morning line, our second choice. The 5 Feathers Road and the 3 Mauritius. 6, 8, 5, and 3, our top 4 here at Belmont Race 5. Belmont Race 6, mile and a 16th on the inner turf, maiden claiming. We've got the 8 and the 5 that I think are going to be out here on the front end pressing a bit. Depending on how the turf is running, we're going to go and look at some pedigree angles, see if anything gets flagged within race lens here. We've got a coupled entry as well as a main track only. The 10 will scratch out because it's not supposed to be raining at all or wet to my knowledge. The 1s we're going to take a peek at real quick. The 2, second time starter, second time Lasix on the 2. 3. I'll keep an eye on the 4 there. All right, the 4 and the 2 stick out to me a bit. The 2 just because the second time Lasix, second time starter, may not have handled the Lasix very well in that opening start, first start. We're going to use the 2 and the 4. I think the 7 will close. We're going to use the 1s, the coupled entry underneath. They're going to be 9 to 5. It's not going to be any value for me in the NHC tournament. So to take a stab at a common thing, second time starter, second time Lasix. The 2 Eddie the Mush is going to be our top selection. The 4 had a decent pedigree on the bottom side. We're going to use the 4. The coupled entries, the 1 to round out our top 4, and the 7 Chess Speculator as our top 4. Top selection, Belmont Race 6. We've got the 8-1 morning line, Eddie the Mush, second time starter, second time Lasix. Hopefully he can settle down a bit, close into the pace, which doesn't look like there's going to be much. So if you stay close, I think he's going to be pretty dangerous, close and clear. The 4, my favorite topic, as our second choice. The coupled entries, the 1s, as well as the 7. Top selection again, Eddie the Mush, the 2, morning line 8-1. And our top 4 in Belmont Race 6, 2, 4, 1, and 7. Belmont Race 7, we've got 6 furlong claiming race on the main track. Looks like the 2 and the 1A, the coupled entry, are going to be pressing the pace out front. I think the main one is going to be the one that's going to be running for a piece of it later on. The horse that has middle speed and also the highest track pace figure for the entire race is going to be the 5, Prince James, morning line 5-1. Prince James is going to be our top pick selection here in race 7. The 6, Karis, and the 1 winning drive are going to be close. Just for tournament and additional exotic value, Karis, the 6, is going to be our second selection, 15-1. The 1, you'll get the 1 in the 1A, Bronx Bomber, but 1 winning drive should close into it. You'll get both of those horses if they stay in. And the 8, Salippo, to round out our top 4. Top selection again, morning line 5-1 in race 7 at Belmont is the 5, Prince James, the 6, Karis, the 1 in 1A, but the 1 winning drive, and the 8, Salippo, 5, 6, 1, and 8 here in race 7 at Belmont Park. Belmont race 8, mile turf, allowance optional claiming. Looks like half the field's going to scratch out. We got main track onlys 8 through 12. I'm going to sort these out and see what's remaining here in race 8 once we scratch those out. 1 has the early speed here, but it looks like the 3, unfortunately, I hate taking chalk, especially with needing some value. Hopefully this isn't in the NHC, but I'm going to take What Love Looks Like, the 3 on top. It's going to be very hard to beat with all this late speed here on the turf. In race 8 at Belmont, 3, What Love Looks Like, is going to be our top selection. The 4, Starship Laoban, also tons of late speed, closing late here in race 8. I think the 1, let's see, the 1's probably not going to hold on. We're going to try to beat the 1 with the 2, Silken Dollar, and the 6, Dream Central. Our top 4, race 8, we've got our top selection, odds-on favorite, What Love Looks Like, the 3, the 4, Starship Laoban, the 2, Silken Dollar, and the 6, Dream Central. 3, 4, 2, and 6, race 8 at Belmont Park. Belmont Park, race 9, the finale, 6 furlong sprint on the inner turf, claiming race, 12 horse field, non-winners of 2 races. The 2 and the 6 are going to be pretty hot on the pace. The 2 is going to continue on. I think the 2 will hold on to hit the board here. We need to look for some value. We're going to jump into the PPs real quick and see if we can see any either State Bred or pedigree potential on the bottom side. There's 14 horses in this race, so I apologize. It's going to take a minute for Race Lens to load these PPs, but let's do some digging here and see if we can find any value in this finale at Belmont Park. The 1 doesn't seem to have much going on here. I apologize. There's 14 horses in this race. It's going to take a minute for this to load. The 2, Central Banker. I'll probably use the 2 underneath. The 5, no thanks. The 7. Potentially the 8. 8 and 9. All right. We're going to pop back over here again, look at the pace figures, see if there's any blowout early speed again. I apologize for the lag here. There's 14 horses in this race, and typically it slows down race lengths quite a bit. So let's see what we've got here for pace figures again. 13, 14 are out of it. Yep, the 2 will definitely be hot on the front end. The 9, I think, is going to be tough to beat, but we're going to go with the 2 to hold on for the win at a morning line of 12-1 as our top selection. The 3 will close in to this pace. Watasha got a 90, one of the highest speed figures all throughout the field here. The 9, Foliage underneath. And then the 11 has some early, as does the 6. We're going to keep Giramonte, the 6, in the mix for our top 4 here at Belmont Park. Our top selection in the finale, Belmont Park, race 9. The 2, On Our Way Boys, top selection, morning line 12-1. The 3, Watasha. The 9, Foliage. And the 6, Giramonte to round out our top 4. Once again, Belmont finale, race 9 on the turf. 2, 3, 9, and 6. Thanks again for following us along. If you don't subscribe, subscribe to our YouTube channel at ThoroughStat. We'll have daily cards as much as possible. Want to start doing live streams of Saratoga and Del Mar in the summertime. Individual race selections posted as well to get quick insight, less than a minute into individual races. Mostly on the turf. I find the value I can provide is mostly going to be on the turf. Thanks again. Follow along at ThoroughStat on Twitter and Instagram, as well as YouTube. We're going to be playing a lot of these in the NHC tournament on Friday. Thanks again. Good luck, and have a great Memorial Day weekend.